Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Chair Veerkamp and Supervisors, for allowing us to comment this afternoon. My name is Monique Wilber. I live in Shingle Springs, and my family has lived here since 2001. I make my living as a senior environmental scientist for state government. I'm the prior project manager and senior planner for Dorado County on the Oak Woodland Management Plan and the Integrated Natural Resources Management Plan. I worked as a long-range planner on the general plan implementation team here. I'm making these comments on behalf of myself and Rural Communities United. One of the reasons that people like myself are so upset with the TGPA ZOU is that it is another county effort to disable CEQA's environmental protections that we have the right to benefit from as citizens of California. The county is systematically taking the environmental alarm bells apart and pulling the wheels off the first responder's vehicle. The TGPA allows many impacting projects to avoid environmental impact review entirely. It does so by expanding the scope of land uses that are by right or subject merely to ministerial approval. Second, the county is not imposing feasible mitigation measures. The county is rejecting feasible mitigation proposals from the public on invalid basis while continuing to rely on mitigations that have proven ineffective in the past. Additionally, misconceptions about the complex requirements and vague standards in the TGPA ZOU lead the market to make investments without accurately accounting for mitigation costs, thereby making mitigation financially infeasible. Third, even when environmental review is done and mitigation is adopted, the county is not ensuring that these mitigation measures are successfully implemented. I know this personally. They do so by making these efforts to protect health, safety, and the environment cash poor, while expanding efforts to promote impactful development. For example, the county is delaying the implementation of impact mitigation programs called for in the 2004 General Plan, while investing planning staff time, energy, and funding in the TGPA ZOU to expand the scope of development with significant and unavoidable impacts. There is no dedicated planning staff or funding for mitigation monitoring and reporting, and code enforcement for the entire county rests on the shoulders of one employee, while the county collects hundreds of millions for infrastructure to support new development with adverse impacts. Personally, I know that a mitigation monitoring and reporting program, an MM&RP, was not in place for the general plan mitigation policies while I worked here for the 2004 general plan. Remember that the general plan policies are actually mitigation measures for development. I would like to see how many projects in the past decade removed oak trees and what their mitigation was. Further, I'd like to see the reporting required by the oak interim guidelines by the project developers who removed the oak trees, and I'd like to see what the monitoring was of any oak acorns or seedlings were and the success rates as required by the oak interim guidelines. If the county failed to do this, then the county has failed to mitigate as required under CEQA. Please stop the TGPA ZOU from further undermining CEQA implementation in El Dorado County. Thank you.
Thank you.